What's going on, my trucker family? This is Mile Mike here, coming to you to give you a little bit of insight on what's going on with my trucking life right now. First, we're going to start off with the fact that I actually left the worst trucking company that's out there, and I'm going to go ahead and put their name out there. It's Western Express. Now, we're going to get into it a little later, why I left them and why I feel they're the worst trucking company out there. But for now, I'm just going to talk to y'all about my little journey now. So, started off with Western Express, eventually quit during my training, and now I'm moving on to another trucking company. Currently, I'm at the airport right now, about to fly out to get ready to go to orientation tomorrow. This company actually is flying me out. I don't have to pay for anything, which is a good thing. Western Express obviously will not fly you out unless your flight is cheaper than the Greyhound ticket that they're going to try to purchase you. Now, me personally, when I applied for Western Express and they accepted me, they tried to send me to Tennessee on a Greyhound. The ride was going to be about 18 hours. I refused to sit on the bus for 18 hours, so I decided to purchase my own ticket. I flew Spirit, and flying Spirit actually was cheaper than the Greyhound ticket. So they actually did reimburse me for the flight that I purchased. I know there's a lot of people out there that feel Western Express will not reimburse you for your travel, but that information is false, just as long as your travel is cheaper than the travel that they would have purchased for you. Okay? Now, with that being said, Western Express, everything else that you heard about Western Express, I'm going to tell you is 100% true. From the crappy hotel, to the crappy food, to the lies that the recruiter tell you, to just the long wait that you're going to have waiting for a trainer, just a lot of BS that you have to go through. And again, we're going to get into that a little later. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get on this flight and get ready to fly out. So once we touch down, I get checked into my hotel, we're going to touch bases again, and I'm going to tell you all the BS that made me quit Western Express and have me on the journey that I'm on now. So, till later. Peace. All right, y'all. So it just dawned on me. I don't know if I really introduced myself earlier when I was in the airport, but I go by the name of Mile High Mike, and I'm new to the trucking industry. I'm making a vlog trucking vlog about my experience as a new trucker. I have some things in my history, you know, my record, you know, my driving record, you know, things of that nature, my criminal record. I have things that will prevent me from actually being able to work for the top tier companies, okay? So I'm doing my vlog and just documenting my journey on someone who needs a second chance, going through the second chance companies and making my way up to the top tier companies. So if this is something that you guys like, stick around, subscribe, like, and share so I can get in that algorithm and we can get these videos going. But let's get to it. All right, y'all. So as you can see, I made it to my hotel room, and I must say this room is 50 times better than the room that I was staying in for Western Express. Okay, so in a minute I'm gonna give y'all a little room tour. I mean, it's really not much to see, it's just a little room. But before that, let's get into why I really made this video, which is telling y'all what happened with Western Express and what made me switch over, okay? Now, so, like I told y'all earlier, when I got to Western Express, I flew into Western Express. They told me they was gonna reimburse me my travel. Now, they did eventually reimburse me my travel, but I had to make a couple of phone calls, send some emails, and wait almost 2 weeks for that. Now, rewind to the beginning, okay? So, I arrived in Nashville for Western Express. Once I got to Nashville, I had to take my own Lyft, pay for it, obviously, and I arrived to the hotel. The name of the hotel was called Hallmark Inn. It's really not even a hotel, it was a motel. And when I say that was the worst place I've ever stayed in my life, I mean that, okay? The carpet was stained terribly all throughout the room. Some people was complaining that they had bed bugs, so they had to switch them out to another room. And then the kicking part about it was we had to share rooms with a complete stranger. Now, mind you, when I get out on the road with a trainer, the trainer's gonna be a complete stranger as well. But eventually you're gonna get your own truck and be on your own. So I don't understand why they was trying to double us up in these rooms, and they crappy rooms anyway, you know what I'm saying? So I get doubled up with this guy. Obviously they don't check to make sure you're compatible with someone. They just put you in the room with someone, okay? So this guy that I was that I was booked and rooming with, luckily he wasn't a smoker, okay? So that was a plus. He was someone that bathed, okay? So that was a plus, okay? So with that being said, the only issue I had was that he was always hot. So he always needed the AC, and I was always cold because of the AC. And I was getting over it cold when I first got there, and it was almost gone. But until I got there and had to be in the room with the AC, and it just prolonged my cold for some strange reason. So I didn't really get over the cold until after I actually left Western Express, okay? So getting there, I got there on a Sunday night, okay? No, excuse me, I got there on a Monday night. My orientation started on Tuesday, okay? So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday was my training, okay? Was my orientation basically. The first day of orientation was just paperwork, just like pretty much any trucking company, and of course the infamous drug test, okay? So if you was able to pass that and all your paperwork's checked out, then you moved on and you was actually able to go the next day, which was classroom. Okay, the classroom training was basically just showing us some videos talking about daily logs, HOS, which is hours of service, and just pretty much the rules, the do's and don'ts of trucking, basically. The following 2 days, which was Thursday and Friday, because I was in the flatbed division, we had to learn load securement. Okay, so the first 2 days we did not get paid at all. Okay, the load securement 2 days we get paid basically $56 a day. Okay, now the recruiter that recruited me, just like all the recruiters at Western Express, they sell you some dreams. Okay, so I was told by my recruiter that we get paid $97 per day that we're training. Okay, which turned out to be incorrect. Okay, so fast forwarding to the end of my securement, which was a Friday. Okay, he also told me that right after I'm done with orientation, I'll be paired up with the trainer. Another thing that was incorrect. Okay, so they say a lot of things just to get you in the door, try to butter you up and stuff, right? So Friday come and they say you're on the list to get a trainer. Now they say you have 15 people ahead of you. Like, wow, 15 people ahead of me. So nothing happens on Saturday and Sunday. There's no training on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm stuck in this crappy motel Saturday and Sunday with pretty much nothing to do, right? So at the time, me and my roommate, we decided to go explore Nashville, downtown Nashville, which we had a ball. Different places, bars and restaurants and all that those things. You can actually check out my Instagram if you want to see little short reels from that. Okay, and I'll put my Instagram tag in the description. So after that, now it's Monday. Okay, so because I didn't want to sit in the room and just continue to sit like I was doing the 2 days before, I went back to the terminal to sit in on the new recruits, should I say, load securement class, and just relearn the load securement, because I mean it was either that or just sit in the room twirling my thumbs, you know what I'm saying? So I went there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I did not get a trainer until Thursday. Okay, so from Friday all the way to Thursday, I was sitting there waiting on a trainer, not doing anything. Okay, now I think it was about Wednesday afternoon, I told my my recruiter that if y'all don't have a trainer by Thursday, I'm going home. And y'all can just call me when there's a trainer available, because I'm not about to keep being away from my family, sitting here with people I don't know when I can be at home with my kids and my fiance. So mysteriously Thursday morning, I get a call from a trainer telling me to be ready and meet him in an hour. All right, so I packed up all my things. Bam, hightailed it to the terminal to meet my trainer. I get there. This is the second part of my terrible journey with Western Express. Okay, I get there and my trainer is, how can I say this nicely? He's obese. Okay, he's huge. That's the only way I can say it. Okay, so when I get in this truck, I'm looking at this. I'm walking up to the truck. I'm like, wow, this is a brand new truck. I'm like, ooh, okay, this is nice. You know what I'm saying? But as I got in the truck, a smell smacked me in the face, and it's the smell that comes from bigger people who don't bathe. You know what I'm saying? So in my head, I'm like, okay, maybe he just got off the road since he came to the terminal to pick me up. Maybe he didn't have time to shower. Maybe we're gonna take care of that. You feel me? So Right then and there, he said we got to go grab a load, and we're gonna shoot that load from Tennessee down to Texas. Like, okay. Mind you, this whole time, the smell is killing me. Okay, I'm trying my hardest to, have the window down, try to avoid this smell any way I can. Smelling myself, my deodorant, trying to, try to get that smell up out my nose. So once we finally came to a stop for the night, I'm thinking he was gonna go ahead and hop in the shower, but I was sadly mistaken. Okay, so I went and got in the shower, came back to the truck. He's still sitting in the truck, same clothes on, talking on his phone. I'm like, okay. Now, mind you, I noticed that he didn't really have any cooking utensils. Actually, he did have a small refrigerator. He didn't have a microwave or nothing like that in the truck. So I'm like, okay, so how did this man eat? So he must eat at every time he stopped at a truck stop, which I learned that and that's probably why he's the size that he is. I don't know. I can't really say that because he probably was that size before he became a trucker. I don't know. But the man ate completely unhealthy, which I had to endure and deal with that too, because there was no microwave. He didn't stop at Walmart's or anything like that so we can get some food and actually eat healthy. So I just had to deal with what I had to deal with, which is expected when you are with a trainer and it's, trying to get your training done so you can get your own truck, right? So about 3 days go by. Let's see. I got with him Thursday. So Friday, mind you, when we dropped this is the first problem that irritated me about training, okay? We dropped that load off on Friday and pick up another load. I'm like, yes, this is cool, because it's like back to back. It's like, I'm like, cool. I'm like, okay, so if this happening, maybe this happened when I get my own truck. So he like, okay, we about to pick this load up, and he said we about to go over to the terminal where the load is at, and we're gonna call it a day. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. He like, yeah, the load don't have to be dropped off till Monday. I'm like, why would they give us a load on Friday that don't have to be dropped off till Monday? And he told me that in the flatbed division, they don't work on the weekends, right? So you get a load on Friday, it always got to be dropped off on Monday. Whatever receiver that we deal with are closed on the weekend, so they don't get the load until Monday. So I'm like, so for 2 days we about to do what? And so we just sit in the truck. Okay, so now I'm irritated because now I gotta sit in the truck and deal with this fucker that's over here with this smell. Okay, so now I'm getting extremely irritated. Okay, on top of the fact that I already dealt with waiting 4 or 5 days for a trainer, dealing with terrible food, living in a terrible motel. I'm dealing with all that. You know what I'm saying? And so all that bottled up, compounded on top of each other, it just really irritated me, right? Mind you, I forgot to tell you guys, while in the hotel, they did feed us breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So Western do have that going for them. But on the flip side, the food is not that great. They feed you a meal, and then a couple of days later, you have that same meal, and it's not even fresh. It's like the leftovers from that couple of days ago, and they just reheated it. You know what I'm saying? It's traveling in a van, so it's not really food safety. In a plastic, Rubbermaid container, or tub, should I say, and not properly insulated. It's not properly keeping its temperature or anything like that. So I eventually got food poisoning and got sick while I was at the hotel. So I stopped eating their food. I started going to McDonald's and stuff like that. I did leave that part out. But, so fast forward back to where we was at before in the story. We're sitting here for 2 days. So I have to deal with that. Luckily, I'm talking to my kids. talking to my fiance, talking to my friend, you know. So they kept me going, you know, and kind of kept my irritation down, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. And so come Sunday, we get to moving, okay, heading towards the receiver, okay. So Sunday night, we're probably about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours away from them. So we call it a day again. And, you know, I go in the truck stop, take my shower, do my thing. And again, I come back out. He's still sitting in the truck. He got out the truck to get him something to eat, but that's about it. You know what I'm saying? So, come Monday, we drop the load off and we pick up another load. Still the back-to-back, which that was about the only thing that I liked about it. By this time, it's close to my fiance's birthday, so, you know, I'm like, I need to go, you know, I already had a trip planned for her prior to Western Express even recruiting me. So I called the training department. I had called them prior to this on the Friday. They didn't know nothing about the trip, even though I told the recruiter why he was recruiting me about the trip. He said, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He's going to pass the information along. Never pass the information along. The training department didn't know nothing about it. Driving manager didn't know nothing about it. My trainer didn't know nothing about it. So nobody knew about this trip that I already had planned prior to me even coming over here. So everybody is giving me like this little nonchalant attitude. Like my trainer, like, well, if you leave and you're gonna have to, for one, you got to make your own way back home, which I really didn't care. That's why you know, I'm not the type of person to walk around with no money. So if I need to pay for travel, I'm out of here. So, and that's exactly what I did. But it was just the fact that, like, that's not going to scare me by telling me, oh, you got to find your way up, your own way home. Like, I don't know what their tactics was, but it don't work on me. You know what I'm saying? So then the driver manager's a little rude too. Like, well, if you leave, you need to get all your stuff out the truck because you're not coming back to that trainer. I'm going to put another trainee in there to keep the ball rolling. We don't wait on people. I'm like, that's fine. He was like, and then you have to make your own way back home. He said the same thing. I'm like, okay, that's fine. It don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? So, they was just very like rude about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm talking to the driver manager, like, you know, I informed my recruiter about this a week before I even got here. You know what I'm saying? And he like, well, those recruiters lie just to get you here and blase split, all this other stuff. So I'm like, y'all know y'all recruiters lie. So for one, why do y'all allow it? Like, it makes no sense. But obviously, if management allow it, then you must be a liar too, in my mind. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, I booked it up out of there. You know, he dropped me off at the first truck stop that we came across, which was in the middle of nowhere. I didn't think twice about it. Once I got off the truck, I'm trying to get me an Uber. Sat there for like 3 hours trying to get an Uber. Couldn't get an Uber at all because we was in the middle of nowhere. And it was in the middle of Oklahoma. It was Ada, Oklahoma, at this little truck stop. And like I said, it wasn't no Uber coming out there. It was an Uber on the map when I was trying to request the Uber, but they quickly turned their little availability off, so that car disappeared off the map quick. So I already know because I used to be an Uber driver, you know, back in the day, you know, so I know exactly what was going down. So I ended up calling a couple of cab companies. All the cab companies was closed because it was Columbus Day, which don't make any sense to me. How are you gonna be a cab company and you close for Columbus Day? Like, come on now. This makes no sense to me. So, by the grace of God, the gas station clerk was like a Uber driver / cab driver of her own little side hustle. You know what I'm saying? So I went in there and asked for a cab company that maybe is open today that I can, do you guys have a number? And the gas station attendant, like my partner, which was his coworker, she has a cab company. She's over there by the cooler. So I went over there and I spoke to the young lady, like, how you doing? I'm trying to get to the Greyhound bus station, which was about an hour and a half away. So she's like, well, I don't get off till 6, you know what I'm saying? And that's normally when I start, you know, giving people rides and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, I need to get there before then. If you don't mind, you know, I can pay you a little extra. I'm like, so how much would it cost for you to take me, you know, to the Greyhound station? And she told me it was about $70 to take me to the Greyhound station. I have to wait. So I'm like, well, if you take me now, I'll give you $100 cash right now. And so she spoke to her manager or whatever, and she was able to leave like 30 minutes later and take me. So thank you, God, for that. You know, by the grace of God, God always have my back. So I waited 30 minutes for it. Just got me something to eat at this truck stop while I was sitting there. They had some nice barbecue wings and barbecue ribs, so I just smashed, you know, got that down while I'm waiting on her. And then she was ready. She came and got me like ready to go, and then took me to the Greyhound, and I was on my way. Now, during our vacation, when I was, you know, spending time with my fiance, I got the check stub from Western Express for my training, okay? Now, mind you, I drove Thursday, Friday, didn't drive Saturday, drove Sunday and Monday, okay? So I get a check for $134. Now, according to my recruiter, you're supposed to get paid $97 a day. I called the training department, because I had a training manager. So I called the training department and say, hey, you know, my check look a little short. What's going on? Plus, I didn't get my reimbursement, so what's going on? He's like, oh, the reimbursement, we thought we put that in, but it'll be on your next check. Okay, so what about the $97? He's like, well, you actually get paid $71 a day, not $97 a day. And you have to actually log in as on duty and drive a certain amount of time to get the money. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not what we was told in class. In class, we was told that we have to log in on duty, whether we drive or not, and we'll get paid. So obviously that's false information. So, or somebody was dicking me around. I don't know. But I received the check for $134. After that, that was the end for me. Okay. So you guys lied to me about the training pay. You guys lied to me about waiting on the trainer. You put me in a crappy hotel. You fed me crappy food, which gave me food poisoning. And then you stuck me with a trainer that you don't even make sure that your trainer has proper hygiene. So with all that being said, I was like, this is not for me. Western Express is not for me. I need to leave. I had another company, which is the company that flew me out here. And I had them on, you know, in the background, running my paperwork and stuff like that, even while I was sitting there with Western. So the name of that company is May Trucking. Okay. Both of these companies are second chance companies. They give people second chances when they have, you know, a bad criminal record or some tickets that you got to take care of, or you know, felonies, just anything that will require you to have a second chance. You know what I'm saying? And even some SAP workers, which is people who done failed the drug test or refused to take a drug test, and you have to go through a SAP program, which is a substance abuse program. And going through that program basically almost ends your career as a CDL driver, basically, unless you get with one of these companies that will give you another chance, you know what I'm saying, and you just get some more experience and stay with them for a few years, and hopefully in the future another company will hire you. So shout out to May Trucking for giving me a chance, flying me out. Like I said, I'm gonna give you guys a tour of the room real quick. This is a very nice room compared to what Western Express had me on. And I'm just grateful for the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully with this company, I have a better experience. One of the downfalls with this company though is that they give you breakfast here at the hotel, lunch in class, and then when you get back to the hotel, you have to take care of dinner on your own. So that's one of the downfalls with them. But hey, I was prepared for it once my recruiter told me this up front, you know, before I even got here. Thank you for being honest. Shout out to Lynn. She was my recruiter. So I was already prepared for this, you know what I'm saying? So nice hotel, flew me out on Southwest Airlines, paid for my lift to the hotel. I didn't have to come out my pocket a dime to even worry about fighting to get reimbursed, you know what I'm saying? So they took care of everything. So I'm grateful for May Trucking. Hopefully I have a good time here at May Trucking, and I'm definitely gonna keep you guys posted. Definitely gonna post more videos about my orientation, about the experience here in May. It's a few videos out on YouTube right now about May, nothing current. So I'm gonna be that guy to give y'all current videos, you know, about how the orientation is going now, how the pay is now, how the food is now, how they respect their drivers or disrespect their drivers. I'll find out when I get to this orientation. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a tour of this room, and then I'm gonna close out this vlog, and let's go. Making my way up to the top tier companies. So if this is something that you guys like, stick around, subscribe, like, and share so I can get in that algorithm and we can get these videos going. But okay guys, as you can see, the room, I am in here by myself. I have a room to myself. I don't have to share a room with anyone. This room has a nice king size bed. Has a nice bathroom set up here. Shower area there. We have a fridge. I have a microwave. I have a coffee maker. Nice size TV. I have a little area to sit and do, you know, do my learning materials that May's gonna give me. Have things set up. Just your typical little, you know, maybe 3 or 4, I say 3-star hotel, maybe 4-star, but no, we're gonna say 3-star probably. So, I mean, you know, not bad. Thank you for taking out the time. For the ones who made it all the way through the video, I appreciate you. Please like and subscribe for more content. I will be having more content coming your way. And as always, thank you, God, for everything that you do for me. And I'll see you guys next time. Let's keep trucking.